Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is there's no shame in quitting. Now, this is the disclaimer that I want to offer before I get into the following topic. You don't quit your spirituality or your magic. If you don't procrastinate, you go on your journey and you be the best version that you can become, and you don't let your conscious mind or mouth breathers get in the way of that, which seems to be a problem. So with that, let me get into it. There's no shame in quitting the so-called American dream. There's no shame in it because if you're really going to become a witch or a sorcerer, that's not meant for you. You're not here for that, and you're not going to achieve it anyway. Now, why do I say that? Because many people, we get screwed up and indoctrinated by our parents, who some mean well, and our community. And what do parents always say? Get you a good education so you can get a job. Even though college is $30,000, you can't get out of debt. Then they say get a good job. Well, how are you going to get a good job when most of the jobs are at will employment? And if you do have a union, if you know the history of the union sold out to corporate in the 80s. So now what? How are you going to do that? And then one thing about people that go the reverse route and practice magic and spirituality, usually they dabble in it. Then some so-called traumatic event happened because they didn't know nothing about banishing or cleansing, and the indoctrination kicks in and they run right back to the church or they run right back to the mosque. And I've seen this on numerous occasions, even with a young lady who was on the Christian Broadcast Network, how she's no longer a witch and she's a born again Christian. I see that so much, I don't even bat an eye no more. But you quit the American dream and you quit on mouth breathers, because mouth breathers can give an excuse. Well, I don't practice magic because I live at home with my mother and father. Fair enough. Or I live with my grandparents. Fair enough. But that's an excuse. Because you can go to the parks, you can go to the nature. And you have to know this at this critical juncture. Once you're amongst nature, the trees will talk to you if you know how to shut your brain down. And it'll be that one tree that wants you to come towards it so they can give you energy and they could take away that procrastination gene that a lot of people have. Or you can go by water. Water retains memory. Or if you're someone that's meant to work with dragons literally will be in cloud formations. It's like no matter where you go, it'll just get to the point where that synchronicity will overwhelm you, because it's like everywhere you go, you get something to eat. You go to the market. You even take your children out. You see the form of a dragon. Or split second, you're out. It's like you done seen a god or a goddess. You can see a god or a goddess, their formation, when you burn certain incense, like dragon's blood or sandalwood or even frankincense. When you summon certain gods or daemons, you can see their formation in the incense smoke. So it's no shame in quitting the American dream, because you're not going to have no pension. You can't really afford the house. And this society is buy, but it's a recession. And then you argue with mouth breathers. And what's mouth breathers? The whole thing. Oh, I got to chase this bag. You chasing an IOU note. It's not backed by anything. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by silver. And if you listen to the people that's talking this, usually the people that talk about chasing a bag really should have already had the so-called bag. They're in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s. And they're talking like they're 19 or 20. Picture that. So there's really no shame in quitting the American dream, for the simple reason it's not going to allow you to become what you're meant to become. If you're a starseed, you don't fit in with your parents anyway. And this goes back to when you were young. Don't believe me? Let's take the metaphysical quiz. Let's say you have 2 or 3 siblings. And although all children have their personalities, for some reason or another, it's something about you. You have a problem with authority, or you love your parents, but your parents don't really understand you. And they like, okay, and in their mind, they're like, was there a switch at the hospital? There's something about you. And it's not so much that it's special, but you're different. Different becomes problematic. First in your family, first in school, then the community, and lastly, the world. Because they want everyone to lack originality. That's how the world is made up now. And that applies to all facets. They want you to have a worker bee mentality, be marginal, be innocuous. They don't want you to be spectacular in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Because if you stand out, then that raises the bar. That gives hope to other individuals, and they can't have that. So it's not about, don't ever let nobody make you feel bad because you don't want to chase this dream, which is really a nightmare. You don't want to chase it. It doesn't enthrall you no more. So don't let nobody make you feel bad, because there's no shame in quitting, period. And even other people, well, if you quit a job or whatever, it shows that you don't have no work ethic. No, it shows that that's not your passion. Whatever you do, you're going to have to work hard at it. But how many times people have sat in the bathroom when they say it's a 10-minute break, you sit in the bathroom for 10 minutes on your phone, or you just taking up time, or you sit in your car crying, or some of you people, you have your break and you just like, how much more am I going to have to do this? And they'll always have a mouth breather around you. Like you have parents, like if you stay with them, they want 70% of your check. So what are you working for? Or if you have a significant other, they won't tell you, but they want the American dream. You, not so much. So there's no shame on quitting on that dream. And if certain people get in the way of your passion, quit on them too. And don't feel bad while you doing it. And let's say you're getting into magic and you want to do something that can protect you as well as nullify hexes and curses. Mentor has your back. You can go on Amazon and you can get the Ruda plant. That's the term that's used by those who practice brujeria. So it's not only good for protection, but it can nullify magic and curses. So Ruda, amongst those who practice brujeria, which would be a bruja, which is female for witch, or brujo, which is masculine. And the price of the plant with the root is $24.50 off of Amazon. So you can get that. That's a very good plant to have. And it also, and I want to give this, for people to hear me now and put it in your mental Rolodex, it also helps guard and protect you against toxic family members. So there's no shame in quitting. Just don't quit the destiny that you chose that's laid out for you. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.